this for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Alongside Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. We'll be joined by Allie LaForce courtside. All right, let's take a look at some numbers for him.
And he's had a rough past 5 games. He's had trouble finding his offensive rhythm and just hasn't been as effective as he'd like to be on that end. But this is something all players go through, and I'm sure he'll fight his way back.
And now the opening lineup for Chicago. They've got Knipple. He's out there with Buzelis. And it's Sorber in at the 5, down low. And for Dallas, Washington out there with Flagg. Then there's Anthony Edwards. Then there's Jalen Duren. And it's the chosen one in at the point. You know, something that makes this matchup interesting, Richard. Both of these teams execute at a high level on defense.
Yeah, the scoreboard could be looking underfed by the end of the game. The NBA is trying to tilt things towards offense, but these two say, not on my watch.
And MP has made it known. For this recent stretch, he's been focused on getting his teammates more involved, distributing the load.
After setting the goal of racking up more assists than any of his opponents, you have to give it to MP for making good on that goal. Yeah, he'd tell you he'd like to get even more assists or that there were some passes he should have hit. But all in all, he's been a solid distributor.
And the Mavericks with possession here, following the three-point basket by Chicago. Pass to Flagg. The 3. And the three-pointer goes.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Gets the 3 to fall.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
A knockdown shooter if I ever saw one. Knipple is a constant threat on the perimeter.
Yeah, Knipple is a high-level floor spacer. He has a great feel for the game and makes solid reads. Plus, his strong frame allows him to match up with bigger wings.
Here's Bufkin. And it's off from three-point range. Dallas has gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. And he taps it home with authority.
There you go. He's a monster at the rim.
So athletic. Obviously, he plays on the attack. A little over a minute and a half into this first quarter.
NBA draft.
Pass to Sorber.
Run.
To the inside. Here's Knipple. Clock at 6. Pulls up, high post. And the rebound goes to Dallas. And with their last win, they tied that epic Lakers streak of 33 straight victories, set back in 71 and 72. You have to wonder how long they can possibly keep this up.
And while this has been a legendary run, this group seems to have a gift of the collective mentality to know that all of these wins don't matter if they don't bring home the Larry O'Brien trophy when the season is all said and done. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that ring.
Here's the chosen one. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. He was unstoppable. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hi, guys. Well, the chosen one in their last game against the Knicks was outstanding. He picked up 54 points, and once again, he was lights out for distance. And really, it's a game that will stand out when you look at his career, considering how absurd some of those numbers are. Guys?
Nice work, Allie. Thank you. Well, that was an incredible night for him. They rode him to that win.
And he was more than happy to carry them, B.A. He might still be feeding off that performance heading into this one.
And it's very likely that he and his guys can carry that momentum into this one.
And he drops the first. Hendricks is checked in for Washington. He's perfect from the line this time. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. Throw it down on the lob.
Everyone loves the alley-oop play, B.A.
Yep, one of the prettiest in basketball. Chicago trailing here. And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. This game against Dallas here, it's their first meeting of the season.
Last season, they got swept in a 2-game season series against this opponent. I'm sure they're looking for payback tonight.
For sure, this is a team that feels like they should never be swept in a season series by anyone, but especially when it's one of the heavy hitters from the other conference.
Look here at the passing numbers over the last several months for him.
They've got to be happy about how many more assists he's been dishing out lately. He's got a pass-first mentality, and with how well he's been distributing, that's a very good thing. His teammates love playing with him.
And in the first quarter, about 3 minutes played.
2 minutes remaining.
Pass to Sorber.
2 minutes.
To the middle. Here's Buffkin, and he dunks it. What a pass to set him up.
He slams it home and gets some extra camera time chilling on the rim.
Yeah, he did spend a little time up there, didn't he? Getting into the final third of the season now, Richard. Award talk is coming into focus.
I think most of the voters are starting to make their very short list. Fans might have made up their minds, but the next month will be very important.
First free throw is good. And he makes both free throws.
For a star like him, you get lots of opportunities at the line, and he's great at cashing them in.
Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. And here's Knipple from the arc. It's rebounded by Hendricks. The Mavericks leading. Here's the chosen one. There's the drive.
An A finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
A point guard getting up like that? Boy, that is special.
Here's Shed. It's Kitty on the wing. Let's go with a three. Here's Shed. Right now contributing around 10.5 points a game. Murphy's shot is good.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
He's shaking the hoop. He's actually shaking the whole building.
Oh, what a slam. Look here, the fans going crazy right now. Well, that's a fantastic view there from the AT&T Connected Cam. Giddy scanning the floor. Pass to Shed. 6 on the shot clock. And he buries that one. Back rim and in.
Those mid-range looks will be there for him. Nice work to capitalize.
Here's Flag. They get the rebound. Controls the rebound and the putback.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Giddy. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Outside Edwards. Down low. Again, the Mavericks good for 2 more.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
Outside Giddy. for Edwards. Well, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Dallas on top, leading by 6. Stay with us now as we get set to bring you quarter number 2 after this. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
So far, they haven't had to force anything. They're swinging the ball around and turning good passing into points.
And the other thing you notice is how determined they've been to get into the paint and get buckets around the rim.
We've got Butler, and it's Stanley in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. The chosen one shot is good.
Well orchestrated, and then the pass is right on the money.
And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The Mavericks lead by 7. Here's Butler. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
For Chicago, they've gone just 1 of 3 to begin the second quarter. Here's Giddey. Deflected. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. And it's good. Off the back of the rim and in. The chosen one's got 11 points.
And he couldn't get an easier shot. The defense right now just looks defeated.
Yeah, you'd love to see a little bit more fire on defense. Shoot, any fire on defense. They can't just be giving the game away.
And a fast break now. The Mavericks on the run. This one for 3. Again gets it to go. He can't miss. 5 for 5.
You can tell his hustle inspires the entire squad. He really gets everyone so amped up.
Looking to end the run. And it's Giddey missing.
Yeah, they just can't seem to end the drought no matter where they shoot it from.
This is snowballing for them. They've got to get a good look next time down.
And he comes up with a bucket. And the Mavericks lead by 16.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. I love it.
And guys, to go on a big run, get some breathing space, it has to be a great play on each end.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. Making substitutions here. And with this break, we can see the teams that are wasting no time turning defense into offense. Number 1, Dallas.
And lately, they've not only been forcing turnovers, but capitalizing on them on the other end, hustling hard to convert every time.
To the paint to halt the run. Buffkin with the bucket.
And that's how you lead a team. Literally.
Dallas leading by 14. The flag, three-pointer, and the Mavericks, another 3.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you. The Dallas Mavericks are all in on defense. Coach Jason Kidd said, quote, "That's something you can hang your hat on, especially when your offense isn't going. Defense will give you a chance to win those ugly games. That gives you the opportunity to play for that bigger trophy." Back to you guys.
Have it. All right, Allie, thanks for the report.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
Grant, looking at Cooper Flagg, his versatility is what makes him such a highly touted prospect.
Yeah, B.A. Cooper can do a little of everything offensively. He also covers a lot of ground defensively at 6'9". And on top of his balanced skill set, his intangibles are just elite.
Now here's Washington over Buzelis, and it's Washington missing.
Looked like he just rushed it there. Just maybe take a little bit more time in the future.
Takes a step back, over to the wing, puts up a three, fires in the triple. Give him 8 points now.
Defensively, gotta close out a little faster. That's a look he'll make with regularity.
And he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
You're not going to get stops against him unless you give an effort.
1 minute left in the second. Here's Buffkin. And stolen by Edwards. Pass to the chosen one.
Oh, great teamwork right there.
Hey, you got to love the finish. Bringing it down with some attitude. The Bulls trail by 21. Here's Buffkin. No good from outside. Inside. And that one's good. That makes it 2 for 3.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clock. Pass to Sorber. Three-pointer. And once again, off the mark by Chicago. Here's the chosen one. Lays it up and banks it in. The chosen one's got 12 points now in the quarter.
Leaving absolutely nothing on the table right now. Their focus and execution has been outstanding.
It's caused them to pull away a bit. Let's see if they can keep the train on the tracks.
A dominating first half of play, and so far it hasn't been close. Dallas on top, delivering the blowout. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
Fans, get ready for some high RPM and amazing goods from your pocket body. Arena Entertainment.
Greetings, Shaq, Kenny, and EJ here as we tip off the show with a look at our midseason Eastern Conference standings.
Well, right now for Chicago, they're dealing with some challenges, no doubt about it. They have talent, but maybe not as much as they thought they had. The effort's been spotty. It's been a learning year for this organization.
Now let's talk about that first half. What an impressive performance for the Mavericks.
They're giving a master class in ball movement right now, running the offense, finding the open man, and it leads to a bunch of high percentage looks.
Yeah, great chemistry at that end. And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to BA to call the second half.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. Everyone has their opinion on the game, and some fans believe too many threes are being taken.
Well, teams are going to do what wins games. As far as the aesthetics of the game, does the league office want to make an adjustment? We'll just have to wait and see.
And so in the game for the Bulls, we've got Buzelis, also Knipple out there, and it's Buffkin in at the 1.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
Chicago shooting just 33% so far in this game. Pass to Buzelis. Here's Knipple, a go-to option for this team. He puts up nearly 17 a game.
Maybe they've been going to him a little too much. Now, he's having a great game, but his team is losing, and that is all that matters.
The chosen one's shot is good. The chosen one's got 20.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Pass to Sorber. The 3-ball. Buffkin, no good. Dallas has gone 6 of 6 from downtown thus far.
Now, I know he makes it look easy, but it takes incredible physical tools to pull that off.
Athleticism and explosion. Thanks to the AT&T Connected Cam for the up-close and personal view of that slam. Here's Sorber, covered by Duren. Chicago passing it around. That three's off the mark.
Rough start to the second half for them, only getting one of the past 4 shots to fall.
To the wing, right side. And here's Flagg outside. It goes again. His 6th basket in 7 tries.
They haven't missed a beat coming out of the locker room. A perfect 4 for 4.
Buffkin, no good.
Coming out of half, they're 1 for 5 from the field. Whatever they discuss is not working.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
They've had great execution, and what stands out is that they're just taking what the defense gives them, not forcing anything.
Here's Duren. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
They couldn't have asked for a better start to the second half. They've been perfect from the field so far.
Here's Buffkin. And the jumper is good at the free throw line. Buffkin's got 6 points.
And you can expect him to make it when the D is trash like that.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Counted from distance.
Credit them for making the right halftime adjustments.
Oh, yeah, I can't agree more. They haven't missed.
Mavericks foul. Number 1. First personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock.
2 minutes.
Off target with the 3.
He's been off this whole period, unable to sustain any kind of consistency. Looking for the spectacular and coming up empty.
Just go to show how tight your timing needs to be on this kind of play.
And the ball out of play, the Mavericks will have it. Over the last month of play, the top free throw shooters among small forwards. Con Knipple on top.
And his ability to shoot the ball with great consistency from the line allows him to be extra aggressive on the drive.
Chicago making a switch here. And here are the Mavericks now. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. And after this one, they're at home against Sacramento. It's game 3 of a trifecta at home.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Giddey's got his first points of the game.
And sometimes defenders just forget how tall Giddey is. I mean, the 6'8" guard is solid finishing inside.
The chosen one, the pass to Robinson. 1:05 left in the third. And the Mavericks, another 3.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Pass to Walsh. And here's Giddey. Shot clock at 6. Here's Walsh. And here's Knipple from the arc. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Hendricks has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's the chosen one. Got it. The chosen one's got 32 points in the game.
Since half, there's been a stark contrast between these teams. I'm talking about efficiency at the offensive end.
And start with their defense. They've been intense on that end, and they can actually help their offense as well.
And here's Knipple from the arc. It's rebounded by Hendricks. Hendricks has got 6 rebounds now in the game. And so it's Dallas way out of reach with an enormous lead as we head into a break. And their defense has stood out. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Baseball's time here. And, of course, you won a ring with the Cavs in 2016, Richard. Talk about the challenge of winning a title.
In a lot of ways, it just comes down to will and grit. The playoffs are an extra 2 months of intense basketball. The team that wins it all normally has the most health and motivation.
We've got Butler. And
no way! Oh, wow! Good for him. What a shot.
Tries to break his ice. Oh, a two-handed power slam.
That one rocked this arena.
That's the kind of dunk right there that makes you think he's going to rip down the rim. Here's Dantley. Three-pointer off the mark.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Pass to Sorber. Three-pointer, Buzelis. The Mavericks pull it in. The chosen one's got 4 rebounds now. Out left to the wing. From the arc. Buries it from 3. The chosen one's got 38 points.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
To the left side wing. Lets it go from deep. And Dallas hits again from deep.
And their strategy is obvious. Manufacture looks from outside the arc.
With the way they're shooting, there's no need to look for any other shot. Just keep letting it rain.
And here's Knipple from the arc. On target from range. Knipple's got 9 points now in the second half.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Here's the chosen one. Again, Dallas.
And it only makes sense to give him the rock again. He put the team on his back all game.
Yeah, just keep feeding him. That guy is a man on a mission. And the defense, well, they don't have much of an answer. I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised he missed it.
Oh, throw it down! Wow!
Filthy. I mean, just the arena is stunned.
He's got a deep bag of tricks to dig into. And so here is Chicago. It's stolen. Driving in. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
There's 57 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Launches a 3. Knocks down the long J. The chosen one's got 47 points.
And guys, that's got to be the dagger. This is how you finish a game.
And it felt like they just flipped the switch to go on that run and seal the game. Saving their best basketball for the end. Always smart.
To the paint. They need this. And the officials called goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Yeah, it was just a little late. I mean, he thought he got there, but the ref saw it otherwise.
36 seconds left in the fourth. To the wing on the left. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Pass to Dudley. Now Butler. Out to the wing. Here's the chosen one. And again.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Just putting on a show. Knocked loose. Yet another bucket.
That's 52 points for him.
Making it all look too easy right now. And so it's the Mavericks taking care of business in this one. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They didn't. Just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game.
And that about wraps it up. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time.